Hey guys, Matt Thurtell here from ntrack. In this video, we're going to go over how to make a beat using the ntrack Studio app, using only loops and instruments found within ntrack. We'll look at making a drum pattern in the step sequence as shown here, and how to import and customize sounds from our new loop browser. We're filming this tutorial on an iPhone. Everything can be done on Android and desktop versions of ntrack too. We'll select Create a Beat from the screen you see when you open ntrack. This takes us straight to the step sequencer. You can use this exactly as is, or make the pattern a bit longer, which we'll do in this example by selecting Settings and doubling the number of steps from 8 to 16. Clicking on Apply, we can see that the beat pattern is now longer. Clicking on Instrument, we can select the drum kit for our beat. We'll go for Rap Beats Toolkit kits and select Rap Drums 2. Clicking on each sound, we can hear we've got a great sounding snare, great sounding kick, and useful floor tom and closed hi-hat sounds as well. So we'll get started by pressing play and building our beat. We'll start with a kick pattern. We'll also add a snare. Let's layer this with some closed hi-hat. And we'll also add some floor tom fills at the end. Okay, that sounded pretty mean. Let's move on to selecting a loop to run over the top of our beat. Let's open up the loop browser, and from add-ons we can see the sample packs included within ntrack. For this beat, we're going to select from Atlanta Rap by Kato the Producer. Calm Before Storm is a great loop. Although at first it might sound too slow for our drum part, if we select the Follow Song BPM button, the loop will automatically match the speed of the drums and ntrack project. So it's just got a whole lot faster. We'll click and drag the plus button to bring the loop into the ntrack project, and click and drag the loop icon to repeat the loop. If you click on a loop, you can see the key it's in, which can be adjusted by clicking on the key name, in this case E4. This opens up the key selector where we can audition different pitches for the loop to see if they sound better or worse. Here's an example of D5 making the loop higher. That sounds good to me. Let's try a bit lower with C5. Okay, and let's try B flat 4. I imagine you can hear the difference here. I like D5. Then, when this loop repeats, I want the beat to have a change. So we'll make the repeat one octave lower from D5 by selecting D4. Hear how that change gives the beat more movement. Okay, let's hear where we're up to from the start. And we'll adjust the volume of the loop as we go along. What this beat needs now is a solid foundation, so let's compose a bass line. Let's add an 808 bass. We'll click on the add icon and then add instrument track. Let's find our 808 bass by selecting Synths, then Rap Beats Toolkit, and then selecting 808 bass. We'll bring up the screen keyboard and we can play in some bass. In fact, let's push up the bass part volume so you can hear this better as we record. So to record, we'll hit play, record, and open up the screen keyboard. Here we go. Make a bass slide like that by pressing and sliding your finger from one note to another. Okay, let's listen back to that and adjust the volume of the track back to where it should be. For this beat arrangement, we can definitely add something to the chorus to give it a lift. Let's select another loop, again from the Atlanta Rap pack. Let's scroll down a bit and choose Crazy Life Organ. Cool loop. Let's click and drag this loop into the project, and ntrack will create a new part for the loop automatically. Also, just to rewind 1 second back to the bassline, if you prefer to quantize your MIDI parts, you can select the MIDI that you want to quantize, click and hold, and you'll see that quantize is available to select. That said, let's return to our chorus part. can hear this new loop is not in the right key for this tune, so let's pitch it up and we can hear how it will start to fit better with the track. But still, this last part of the loop is not sounding so good, so let's look at how to customize the loop by chopping it up. So let's edit this loop to fit the beat in a more musical way. We'll start by moving the playhead one bar into the loop, which is where we're going to make the first cut. We'll press and hold, see that a menu appears, and select slice to cut the part. We're going to do this for each of the 4 bars in this loop. Let's re-listen to the last bar. It didn't fit with the beat, so we're going to delete it. We'll select the bar, long press for the same menu and select remove. We'll drag the 3rd bar in its place and select the loop icon on the 2nd bar of the loop and drag to duplicate. Let's hear how that sounds. Okay, cool, and with the beat. Much better. So the chorus is another 4 bars long, which means we'll need to duplicate this loop. We'll use the select tool to select the portion we want to duplicate, then long press, select copy, move the playhead to where we want the paste to occur, long press, and select paste. This beat needs a melody. Let's compose one by selecting the add icon and then add instrument track. We'll go to synths and we'll stay with the Atlanta Rap sound pack, selecting synth bells. As with the 808 bass example, we'll press record, open the screen keyboard, and play in our top line. We also need a top line response for the chorus section with the organ loop we customized, so let's compose another melody. Okay, we'll record something like this. That works. You'll hear that music producers like Pharrell repeat the first beat of a loop as an opening, like an audio signature. Let's try it. We'll slice the first beat, and then we'll press and drag the left loop adjuster like this to remove beats 2, 3, and 4 of the first bar. And we'll press and drag the right loop adjuster to duplicate the first beat. Let's hear that again. If we want to go one step further, we can add another slice on the 4th beat. We'll zoom in, open up the track display, and at the top select beat. The menu that appears allows us to choose how we subdivide each bar in a project in beats, 8 notes, 16ths, and so on. We'll select the 8, which is the next subdivision down from our current beat view. We can see by selecting 8 that we now have twice as many vertical lines. We'll move our playhead to the center of our 4th beat, long press and slice it. We'll move the second half and copy and paste the first half. That's now going to sound like this. To download the sample packs used in this video, select the menu icon, then Add-on Manager. From the Add-on Manager, you can view and download all the sound packs. In this video, we used loop sounds from the Atlanta Rap Pack, which is available in ntrack Suite Edition. We've created Suite Edition especially for producers and musicians that want to capture vibes and create music out and about. You can subscribe for less than €5 a month and get the most feature-packed version of ntrack Studio with hundreds of playable instruments, gigabytes of royalty-free loops like the ones used in this video, and exclusive beats complete with the ntrack project sessions so you can actually edit them to your taste. Do give it a try. We think you guys are going to love it. We also used the Rap Beats Toolkit for the drum sounds. This pack is available in all the versions of ntrack, and it's at the bottom here. To download or update packs, just click on the button next to the packs. This beat and its ntrack project are available in ntrack Studio Suite Edition on iOS, Android, and desktop. Share this video with a friend that needs some help making beats. Give it a like, give us a comment if you've got any other questions on this video or the Loop browser in general. We hope you're having as much fun with the Loop browser and making songs as we are in the office. See you on the next one.